You may not know it, but right now the Andromeda Galaxy is heading towards us at 300 kilometers per second. It will collide with our galaxy in a few billion years in the future. What exactly will happen when the two galaxies collide? Unfortunately, we won't be here anymore when that happens. But we can speculate how this will play out. I'm Olivio, and you are very welcome to the Mystery 1K channel. Let's go a few billion years into the future. Let's imagine that we're here on Earth watching all of this happen. What will we see in the sky when the two galaxies collide? We started today. Right now the Andromeda Galaxy is 2.5 million light years from here. It's hard to see the galaxy in the night sky. But if our eyes caught more light and we went to a place with no light pollution, that's what we would see. It seems to be standing still for us. But it is far from it. And here comes an interesting discussion. We've heard that all the galaxies in the universe are moving away from us, because of the expansion of the universe. So, how is it possible that the Andromeda Galaxy and the Milky Way are approaching and colliding? The answer is quite simple. The dark energy, phenomenon responsible for the expansion of the universe, is important on large scales, while gravity still wins on small scales. Which is the case of Andromeda and the Milky Way. Very distant galaxies are receding because dark energy overcomes gravity at these scales. While for nearby objects, gravity wins. Because they are close to each other, gravity is pulling the Milky Way and Andromeda closer and closer to each other. That is, they are attracting each other more and more like a magnet, while the distance between them decreases. Until the beginning of the last decade, we also believed that the Andromeda Galaxy was moving sideways. What it was believed would create a possibility of it missing the Milky Way in its trajectory. But current simulations show that although it is moving sideways, this movement is not enough to prevent the two galaxies from colliding. We are sure that the collision between the two galaxies will happen a few billion years in the future. As the years go by, the Andromeda Galaxy will be getting closer and closer to the Milky Way, and because of that it will increase in size in the night sky. 2 billion years from now, a person living on planet Earth would see Andromeda much bigger than the moon in the sky, and it would also shine brighter than day, and brighter than the arm of our galaxy. Do not forget that at that moment, life would no longer exist on Earth. The sun would probably already have increased in size, and its luminosity would evaporate the planet's oceans. Our presence on the planet is not permanent, and if we don't destroy ourselves, it will be the sun that will do it in a few billion years. 3.75 billion years later, the Andromeda Galaxy will have taken up most of the night sky, and we'll see it the same size as we see the Milky Way's arm in the sky. And it is from there that the collision process begins to happen. In the first direct interaction we will have the collision of the arms of Andromeda with those of the Milky Way. When that happens, interstellar gas and dust will be transported from one galaxy to another. And interestingly, this would trigger a process of new star formation. These new star forming regions will completely fill the sky in about 4 billion years from today. This will probably be the most beautiful moment of the entire collision. But the collision doesn't stop there. Right after the first impact between the two galaxies, they will be deformed because of each other's gravitational interaction. This will cause the most distant stars in the two galaxies to be thrown back out into the universe. They will be lone stars without a galaxy. At that point, if we looked up at the sky, we would see both Andromeda and the Milky Way arm completely distorted. They will be doing a kind of back and forth for about 1 billion years. It would be as if they were making contact and separating again and again. And the two galaxies will do this until they finally stop and merge. This will happen more than 5 billion years from today. And here comes a question. What happens to the stars of the two galaxies? Will they collide and cause a glorious explosion? The answer is not. It is very unlikely that the stars collide with each other. This is because they are very far from each other. In reality, galaxies are actually big empty spaces, so in theory it would be possible for one galaxy to pass through the other, without any collision happening. Hence the name space. The problem is not the collision of stars, but the star being thrown into the void of the universe. A lot of stars are going to be lost this way, and when this is all finally over, we're going to see two very bright nuclei in the night sky. One originally the core of our galaxy, and the other the core of Andromeda. Interestingly, each nucleus has a supermassive black hole. The Milky Way's black hole is called Sagittarius A, and Andromeda's is called M31. We expect that during the process of colliding galaxies, the two supermassive black holes activate. This means that gas and dust, or even stars, will fall into the black hole. As they consume matter, the disk around them will glow, making the two cores glow brightly. They would continue to consume matter and slowly approach each other. They would orbit each other for a few billion years, until they came close enough to become one. And this process of merging black holes would release gravitational waves as they approach and orbit each other. Eventually, about 7 billion years in the future, we will only see a blur in the sky, from the core of the newly formed galaxy, thus forming a giant elliptical galaxy, called the Milkdromeda. And this new elliptical galaxy will continue to live just like so many others in the universe. A striking feature of them is that they are redder, and have less gas and dust, fewer stars forming. When that day arrives, the Sun would already have become a white dwarf, and would have already consumed the Earth and half of the solar system. And any trace of what humanity once was, or anything you can remember. But our solar system may be saved. Initially it was believed that it would be possible for the solar system to be thrown to the center of the galaxy, and then it would be swallowed by the black hole in the center. However, more recent simulations show that the Sun, now a white dwarf, like some surviving planets, will be thrown to more distant regions of the new galaxy. But at least it will remain part of it. There is no need to be afraid of that day, because you will no longer be here, nor will humanity survive. But, who knows that some civilization will be lucky enough to witness this cosmic event, sitting right in the front row. I would like to be part of that civilization. Thanks for watching. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.